How can the eternal Son of God be the firstborn over all creation? In his letter to the Colossians, St. Paul called Jesus Christ the firstborn over all creation. How can Christ be both the eternal creator of all things and yet himself be the firstborn? Well, first, in referring to Christ as the firstborn, Paul had in mind preeminence. This usage is firmly established in the Old Testament. For example, Ephraim is referred to as the Lord's firstborn, even though Manasseh was born first. Likewise, David was appointed the Lord's firstborn, the most exalted of the kings of the earth, despite being the youngest of Jesse's sons. While neither Ephraim nor David was the first one born in his family, both were firstborn in the sense of preeminence or prime position. Furthermore, Paul referred to Jesus as the firstborn over all creation, not the firstborn in creation. Jesus is before all things, and in him all things hold together. The force of St. Paul's language is such that the cult of the Jehovah's Witnesses, who ascribed to the ancient Arian heresy that the Son is not pre-existent and co-eternal with the Father, have been forced to insert the word other, all other things, in their deeply flawed New World translation of the Bible, and they do so in order to demote Christ to the status of a created being. Finally, as the panoply of Scripture makes plain, Jesus is the eternal Creator who spoke, and the limitless galaxies leapt into existence. In John 1, he's overtly called God, and in Hebrews 1, he is said to be the one who laid the very foundations of the earth. And in the last chapter of the Bible, Christ referred to himself as the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Indeed, the whole of Scripture precludes the possibility that Christ could be anything other than the pre-existent sovereign of the universe. He's the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For by him all things were created that are in heaven and that are on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created through him and for him. Colossians 1, verses 15 and 16.